just watching the video.
How can you use compatible numbers to estimate quotients? Think about this question during the lesson.
Okay, remember, compatible numbers, it's a number that is close to the actual number that we're using, but it can be a little higher or a little lower.
Betty made $159 by selling 75 bracelets. Each bracelet cost the same. About how much did she charge for each bracelet? What operation would you choose to solve the problem?
What would we use, Alex? Division.
You know the total amount made and the number of bracelets. Divide to find the price. The question asks, about how much? So, an estimate is enough.
How do you know an estimate is enough? What clue, what keyword lets you know that an estimate is okay for this? That it doesn't need to be an exact answer. Brody?
It says about how much.
Very good. It says about how much.
Use compatible numbers to estimate 159 divided by 75. What compatible numbers could you use to find the estimate? 160 and 80 are compatible numbers you could use to find the estimate.
All right. 159 is very close to 160. 75 is close to 80. So I can change both numbers here. I know that 8 goes into 16 how many times? 2 times. Now, we were having a little bit of trouble on Friday. Sometimes it would cause us some confusion knowing how many zeros to put at the end of our answer. So if we have 80 times 2, let me get my pen here. 8 times 2 is 16 with 1 0. So if we think the answer is 2, sorry, we think the answer is 2, we can check. 8 times 2 is 16 with 1 0. So did we get the correct answer? Yes, yes. So it would be 2, not 20. Oh, do I have to exit?
So you don't have the zero to this?
Because it's not needed for this one. It's just 2.
Could you use 150 and
sometimes,
75 as compatible numbers? Yes, if you automatically know that 2 times 75 equals 150. Otherwise, no. 16 divided by 8 is a basic fact, and there is no corresponding basic fact for 150 and 75. 16 can be divided evenly by 8. 160 and 80 are close to 159 and 75. So, 160 and 80 are compatible numbers. 160 divided by 80 equals what? So, Betty charged about $2 for each bracelet.
We got the answer of 2.
How would you check the reasonableness of your answer?
How could we check to see if our estimated answer is close, is reasonable? Hope? Multiplying it. But what else could we do? Butch? No. If we want to see if our answer is reasonable, what can we do, Austin?
We could take 80 times 2, or we could do 75.
Reasonable means if our answer is close enough to the actual answer. So how would we find that, Grace? Yes, we could use the actual values that they gave us and see if our answer is somewhat close, if it's reasonable. I don't expect 159 divided by 75 to be exactly 2 because we used an estimate, about something close to. But it should be somewhat similar. If I take 159 divided by 75 and I get an answer of 13, whoa, then I'm kind of off. Maybe my answer isn't very reasonable.
You would multiply the answer by the compatible number 80 to check the reasonableness of the answer. Now you know how to estimate quotients with two-digit divisors.
Okay.
Did you guys notice that once you find that compatible number, then it's exactly the same as what you did last Friday? That you're looking at those first two digits or seeing what number, what multiplication fact or division fact you can use to help you out. So you're using compatible numbers to get to that point, and then you're doing the exact same process as you did Friday.
All right. So let's go ahead and open up your notebooks. We're going to work out some examples together. Yeah.
Notebooks out.
Okay, let's work a few examples. 287 divided by 42.
Wait, what?
287 divided by 42.
We estimate.
Well, we're going to use compatible numbers. So let's look at what we have first of all. I'm looking at 42, and I see that 42 is close to what number? 40. It's close to 40. I'm just experimenting here. I'm going to put 40 there. So I look at my value of 4, and I'm looking at 287. I look at the beginning of my number here, 287. I see 28. Does 4 go into 28? It does. It does. So I'm not going to change that part, but I'm going to change my number 287 then to, no, we said 4 goes into 28. So I'm going to just change 287 into 280. So my problem now is 280 divided by 40. 40? Yeah. 4 times what will give me 28? 7's basic multiplication facts that we know. 7. Do we need any zeros there?
No.
We don't think so? Let's check by multiplying. Let's take our product, our quotient and our divisor here and multiply and see if we get 280. We said 7 times 4 is 28 with 1 0. Are we good? Yes, we are. Good job.
Every time.
Yes. No, 70 times 40. 7 times 4 is 28. Then you would have 2 zeros because 70 has a 0 and 40 has a 0. All right, try working this one out. Let's do this one. 320 divided by 11. Those are the actual numbers, the actual values that they give us. With our multiplication facts, when it comes to 11, we know it's really taking 11 times a number is that number double, right? So 11 times 3 is 33, 11 times 4 is 44, 11 times 5 is 55, 11 times 6 is 66. So let's look at this here number. We have 11. We may have to change it, maybe not. We have 320. So I look, that's a 32. Well, 11 does not go into 32, but it does go into a number that's pretty close. A compatible number that is pretty close to 32. Hope? Nope. 11 times nothing gives us 30. does go into 33.
3 times.
And so instead of 320, this number is going to become 330. 330 divided by 11. So 11 times what gives us 33, Austin? 3. And now 11 times 3 is 33, but we have a 0 here, so that means we're going to have to add a 0 here. 11 times 3 is 33 with 1 0. Yes.
Basically, I just mapped it out, and I just answered the question. Is you take 30 times 11, which is 30, and then you just keep out the first 3, and you just get
Well, 11 times 3 is 33 with a 0. Estimate using compatible numbers. 208 divided by 72. This all goes back to our basic multiplication facts, guys. Again, another reason why you need to have them memorized, why you need to know your multiplication facts. The number 72. I don't really like it. 70. Let's make it 70. Okay? And so the number there is a 7. And then 208. I'm looking at 20. 7 does not go into 20, but it does go into something that's pretty close. What is it, Ethan?
210.
What is it?
210.
Well, what's the basic multiplication fact? 7 goes into 21. Thank you. It doesn't go into 20, but it does go into 21. And so we need to make it a hundreds, make it into the hundreds place. And so we add a 0. Now it went from 21 to 210. So we have 210 divided by 70. 7 times what gives us 21? Grace? 3. Now, I'm going to check myself by multiplying here. 7 times 3 is 21 with 1 0 to get 210. So I know that it's just a 3, not 30. I'm going to let you try this one. I'm going to give you a little time. 554 divided by 62. Think about those multiplication facts. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and check this. 62. It's hard for me to work with. I don't like it. What am I going to change it to, Aiden? I'm going to change that 62 to 60. So I have the number 6.